This is one of the land parcels our surveyor came across. And the CAD team converted this to an AutoCAD drawing somewhat like this.
Earlier, there were only circles inside the plot boundary, representing trees. This time, there are some other entities, like lines, inside the plot boundary. We earlier passed only a list of points to ssget command. This will return a selection set of all the entities, like circles, lines, texts, etc. You can add filters to ssget command for selecting entities only of certain types, like circles, lines, polylines, etc. You can even combine multiple filters for selecting circles of some color, or lines on some layers, and so on. Let us see how to use filters.
We are using the same function named vertex list for getting the list of vertices of the selected polyline. Let's create a new file and copy the old code of vertex list in the new file. Visual Studio Code has a facility of comparing codes in two different files, or code in current file, with clipboard. This is very handy, and we are using it here. We have copied the entire code of vertex list function from the old file to clipboard. Now switch to the newly created file, and open the command palette. Start typing the word compare, and you will see different options for comparing the texts. Select the option, Compare Active File with Clipboard. A new tab opens and you can see differences in code in this tab. There is an extra empty line in the new file, shown by gray color here. Remove the extra blank line at the end of the new file. Now, again select, Compare Active File with Clipboard, in the command palette. The gray line is now not present in the Comparison tab. This means, text in the code file is exactly the same as that on the clipboard. Now, let's add some comment at the end of the new file. And then, again compare the active file with clipboard. The comment is shown in gray color in the Comparison tab. Now, remove the comment from the new file. Switch to the old file, and put similar comment at the end of the vertex list function. And now, select the entire vertex list function, along with the newly added comment, and copy it to the clipboard. Now, switch to the new code file, and again select, Compare Active File with Clipboard. Using the command palette. Comparison tab now shows the comment in red color. This means that this comment is missing in the new code file.
We are closing the file vertcell.lsp, as we have done with copying the code of getVertices function. We are adding another function named selectEntities in this file. This function accepts four arguments. First is a list of points, that is, list of x, y, and z coordinates. Second is entity type, like line, polyline, circle, text, etc. Third is name of the layer. And the last, fourth, is mode of selection, like window polygon, crossing polygon, or fence. This function returns all the entities of given entity type on the given layer that are either completely inside, partly inside, or cross the polygon defined by the point list in the first argument. SSGet function is now called with a filter argument apart from mode and point list. We are defining a conditional block for executing some code depending on the selection mode. First and second argument to SSGet are mode and point list respectively. And the third argument is a nested list defining a filter. Cons 0 ENT type is filtering entities of type ntype. And cons 8 layer name will filter entities only on the layer of given name. So, this line of code will select all the entities of given entity type on layer with given layer name, fully or partly inside the polygon defined by the point list. Code for mode CP and fence will be similar. And the last statement of conditional block is executed if mode argument is something other than CP, WP, or fence. So, here is the entire function that gives us entities of given type on given layer, partly or fully inside or crossing the polygon boundary defined by the given point list.
Now, let's see how to use this newly added facility. This line will store the list of vertices coordinates of a polyline selected by the user to the variable named ptlist. Select entities function is called here, and the length of selection set returned by select entities is printed. Select entities will return all lines on the layer house that lie fully or partially inside the polygon defined by ptlist.
This is the drawing we are using for testing our code. Blue line represents the fence boundary. Green circles are trees, and the magenta lines are for house. Now, let's run the code from within Visual Studio Code. Two functions, get vertices and select entities, are defined. getVertices prompts the user for selecting fence polyline and returns list of coordinates of vertices. And getDetails gives a selection set of entities of given type on given layer, either fully or partly within or crossing the fence. List of coordinates of vertices returned by getVertices is passed to the function getDetails. We are first running the code straight away without debugging. Switch to AutoCAD and then select the fence polyline. Number 8, which is the total number of lines inside the fence polygon on house layer, is printing in AutoCAD text area as well as in debug console of Visual Studio Code. Now, we have added a breakpoint on line 52 and will be executing the code in debug mode. After getVertices function is executed, code flow halts at line 52, the last line. When you hover the mouse over variable getVertices, all the 4 coordinates of the fence polyline are displayed in the pop-up. Call stack, watch and locals panes at the left side start telling us more details. We will now choose Step Into option either from Run menu or by pressing F11. Execution flow will now step into each individual expression and will give us a chance to examine each execution step. Each time we press F11, individual expressions are executed one after the other. The yellow marker tells us where we currently are. Values of local variables in the current code block are displayed in the locals area at the left. Output of current expression executing is displayed as last value. When everything is executed and the call stack is empty, the yellow marker disappears and number 8, that is, number of lines on house layer, is printed. Let's try some more things in the same code. We have passed house as a layer name. We are replacing this with an asterisk. When we pass asterisk as a value for mode argument of the function getDetails, this asterisk is passed to the SS get like shown here. Let's now test the modified code. Currently, all the 8 lines in the drawing are on the layer house. Let's add 2 more lines on the layer tree. Stop the previous debugging session and again run the code. Switch to AutoCAD when AutoCAD icon in the taskbar starts flickering, and then select the fence polyline. Now, number 10 is printed, indicating total number of lines inside the fence boundary on all the layers. Let's now replace asterisk with trees. This should give us all the lines on the layer named trees. There are 2 newly added lines on the trees layer. Run the code again. As expected, number 2 is printed. We are now modifying the code further. We are calling selectEntities function twice, once with trees as layer name and second time with house as layer name. Return values of both lines are stored in two separate variables, named treeLines and houseLines. Variable treeLines now contains number of lines on trees layer, and variable houseLines contains the number of lines on house layer. We are then printing both the counts separately. I2AE here converts integer value returned by ss_length to string. strcat concatenates, that is, joins two strings together. Run this modified code now. Oh, no! We are expecting something to be printed. But instead, something went wrong. Visual Studio icon in the taskbar is flickering. Outermost block of the code, next to the yellow marker, indicates the problematic area. Got it! The word strcat is misspelled, and that is the problem. Correct the typo and run the code again. Yeses. It ran as expected. Printed the line counts on house and trees layer.